I'm not going to say anything fresh and new. Everybody's been dancing around this shit all day, but I feel like, dude, let me just say it this way. I'll try to take a unique spin on this. The amount of outpouring I received today from unconnected people was real. Like, I just got a message from just before the stream started, from one of my wife's best friends, who is not a football fan, who lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. I played guitar at her wedding in San Diego years ago. She just said, "I am so sorry for your loss." As if my wife died. Like, that's what you know what I mean? Like, and I've been getting that from all corners. My sisters, people at work. Dude, the owner of my company reached out to me this morning and said, "Dude, how are you this morning?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how big of a deal it was. That all said, I am really trying to, and I think somewhat successfully for the most part, I'm pushing that out. And I'm trying to focus on what our team did last night. And I know that we'll talk about the details moving on, but I'm really impressed. I mean, dude, getting kicked in the nuts like that and it looked like it for a little bit, the first half in particular, like that game was going to be out of control loss. We were going to get blown out. That's what it looked like. And we won. And for that, I am incredibly excited. We have some pieces to move around, and we'll talk about it, but I'm choosing to stay on the positive. But every now and then I keep realizing that my life is ruined.
Matt, talk to me. How you feeling?
Yeah, I want to echo what Green Bean was saying from like the initial, from when it happened throughout even all today, the number of people who reached out to me in all walks of life who do not care about football, Instagram DMs from this poor guy has been talking to me for months about making the trip over and seeing his first game. And it was last night. He saw Aaron Rodgers play 4 plays, and that was it. He was asking about where he should go for like grab a pint. I'm like, I don't really live near MetLife. I don't know, but I heard this area is good. But like, it's just, I can't put into words really how I'm feeling, because I go through these waves of this grieving process where I'm so distraught and upset, and it's hard not to think about like what could be or what could have been. And then I think about, as Green Bean mentioned, there are some really nice moments from this team, and they won a huge game against a division rival, against a team that, they're chasing in the standings. But it's hard not to have this like melancholy feeling. And like, I hate that that's secondary, that this defense effort, the special teams play, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson's insane catch, that's all secondary because Aaron Rodgers played 4 plays and had his season come to an end. I'm having a really hard time putting it into words.
Dude, I'm right there with you guys. I've had people reach out to me, like Becca's friends that are not, real. I mean, they might watch football, but they're not overly invested in the Jets or anything like that. I legitimately could not go into work today. I woke up and I was like, texted my boss and I was like, hey, if you don't need me today, I'm good being home. Because like Matt said it, grieving. That's what it felt like. Like we were so emotionally invested for so long. And it was like that glimmer of hope. We haven't had a quarterback for the longest time. We have all the pieces. We knew it was the final piece, and that final piece was taken from us. And it just seems unfair. And I want to quote Bruce Almighty with, God is a little kid with a magnifying glass, and we're just all the ants. And he's zapping the Jet fans with the magnifying glass. And like, that's what it feels like. It feels like this franchise is fucking snake bitten. And it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal, because I was at the game. Probably the best game I've ever been to. I was at the Monday Night Miracle. I was at the game against the Packers when we snuck into the playoffs, when the Patriots had to beat the Dolphins in 2002. I've been at a bunch of really good games throughout my life. I've never felt energy like that. Before the kickoff, the stadium was shaking. No seat was empty leading up to kickoff. Everyone was in that building. And to just, like, you see him come out of the tunnel, rocking, like everything's shaking. He comes out onto the field, everything's shaking. Breece rips off that run. I was like, oh, we're here. Let's go. Yeah. This is us. And then we see him go down. I'm like, he stood up, so he's fine. But he sat back down. And that's where I didn't have the benefit of replay. Like I'm going through Twitter. I'm trying to see everything that's going on. And it's like, okay, well, he's kind of like walking, sort of. Like, maybe it's just an ankle. He's just going to miss a few days. Oh, my God, this could be great. He's going to miss 5-6 games. We're going to see what happens with Zach Wilson. We're not giving up the first-round pick. Man, silver lining, right? Like, that's what's going to wind up happening. And then, you start hearing the Twitter doctors come out, and it's like, oh, there's the pop. That's the Achilles. And it's hard to separate that from everything good that we saw. Like, Garrett Wilson is him. And, like, the defense is legit. Friggin' Jefferson gets the 2 sacks. Whitehead gets the 3 interceptions. You have Breece Hall coming back, just galloping all over the field, 83-yard run, and, like, everything was just clicking. It's perfect. And I don't know how to feel. I'm, like, totally distraught, I think is the word. It feels unfair. And I think a lot of the people in the chat that are hanging out with us tonight are probably feeling a similar kind of way.